2, 1.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Prescott at REMAX Capital Properties with my friend.
I'm Sarah Crowder, real estate agent here at REMAX.
And we are live today and thinking about next week's already Thanksgiving.
Yes, already. It's creeping up on us quickly.
I have never cooked a turkey.
You have not?
No. Have you?
I've made many, and I've made one really, really good one.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've roasted chickens. I'm assuming it's about the same.
It's about the same thing, just you need more time.
Yeah. Well, do you stuff your stuffing in your turkey?
No. I fill it with vegetables, and then I do like a vegetable rack, and then cheesecloth and bacon on the top.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, my mom always makes our turkey, and she does stuff it, and I absolutely love that. And, there will be a time I grow up and I have to make my own turkey, but today and this year is not going to be that. It's going to be the normal Thanksgiving with all the fixings with family. So looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And so we were talking earlier about with Thanksgiving now suddenly is Black Friday and Shop Saturday and small businesses, and which obviously we love, two of our favorite subjects. Are you a shopper?
I'm a big shopper, yes. Yeah.
I'm not always
shopping.
a big shopper, but every once in a while you find something on Black Friday that you're
Always.
like, that was a great deal.
Some kind of deal, and you think about it all year long, the deal I got, so.
And I'm going to go back.
Yeah.
That was kind of me last year with Bath & Body Works.
Yes.
I really liked what I got there, and I will be back too. But
Yeah.
Anyway, again, we're live from REMAX Capital Properties. Drop a comment in if you have a question for us on what's happening in the Cheyenne real estate market, Laramie, Southeast Wyoming, Wyoming real estate, or just real estate in general. But we're kind of focused on what is happening with Black Friday in the real estate market and Black Friday in our local retail market.
Yes.
And so a little bit of the real estate side of Black Friday is, what are some of the special things that people can find from a buyer standpoint?
From a buyer standpoint, maybe one of the local stores has a deal on home improvement stuff. You have paint, you have insulation for winter, you've got, just about anything. They've got deals at all these stores. And so take advantage of that, get your house prepped for winter, and,
So
take
you're
advantage of both of them before the
You're
holidays.
thinking do-it-yourself, like repair type stuff on real estate.
That kind of stuff, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some fixing it up, even if you want to decorate.
Yeah.
But if you have some fence pieces that blow over, go buy them
There
on
you
the Black
go.
Friday sales.
There you go. They're going to have them.
Yeah. So then also from the real estate side, thinking of what are we doing? We have 6 weeks left in the year.
Yes.
So you have a few sellers out there that may have to make a relocation move in January, and they really need to get their home sold by December 31st.
Yes.
So Black Friday sales in the homeownership department, real estate, buying a house, it looks different, but think of Black Friday next week of if you need to make a move, what seller needs to make a move, and how can you make that a win-win? Get out there and think about it, because it isn't always just about all the retail stuff and the TVs and the clothes and what's in style and what kid has to have what and what toys available and all those things. But it could be that you could get a nice deal on a nice home with a seller who has to move and a buyer who needs to move, and those really create good win-win opportunities.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
At least that's what I have found, and I think that you're finding that. Yeah. When we are headed into the Thanksgiving and Black Friday weekend, what do you think open house traffic will be like?
I think that we'll have maybe an uptick in open house traffic, I hope. This is a really good time of year to start looking if you're wanting to close on something, fairly quickly.
Right.
Without it dragging on over into the new year, to start looking and also too before the weather turns, because there's nothing like moving in the snow. And
when is it
cold.
going to snow?
It's supposed to snow Friday. We'll see. That's what they say, but we'll
now
see.
It seems like it stays warm till January and then it snows into June.
Right, it does.
Yeah, I'm really not needing that.
Yeah.
But so you're expecting, Sarah does a tremendous amount of open houses. And so from a buyer perspective, have you been seeing more traffic at open houses?
I have. It's picked up the last couple weekends especially. I've had people seem to feel an urgency to get out there and take a look at things with sometimes the stress of the holidays and the busyness of the holidays, I think this is the kind of thing where if you're looking to relocate, people are starting to think, well, now's a good time before the holidays really descend on us, and there's always stuff at the end of the year. So it's a really good time to get out there and see what's out there. So
yeah, you have about 2 weeks to get under contract at the most. If
There's
you get
a
under contract
window.
and want to close by the end of the year. So
yes.
just keep that in mind. Again, we're talking kind of Black Friday. What are the deals you can get in real estate for Black Friday? And what does that mean for you as a buyer? And what does that mean for you as a seller? Mm-hmm. So if you're a seller and you have a deadline of when you want to sell your home, be ready to negotiate. As long as you have an agent working for you on your behalf, you can figure out a win-win.
Yes.
And it should be that way if you're needing to do something by the end of the year. I literally can't believe that we are talking about the end of the year.
I know, it's crazy. It seems like summer was just here, and so it's moving so fast. Time moves so fast.
Yeah, and the government, that shutdown is over. That ended last Wednesday. I know we'll probably continue to feel a little bit of repercussions from that, but I wonder if that isn't why you have more buyer activity and open house activity.
I'm wondering, and then there's a lot of lenders too that are offering like a 0% origination fee and some things like that right now. So I think maybe that combined with the end of the year with the other deals, it's kind of, saying, hey, it's time to take a look. I mean, waiting, it doesn't always improve as quickly as buyers might think. And so when you get little windows of opportunity like this to look at, it's a good thing to grab a hold of.
Yeah, I think that's great. And I hadn't heard that as I'm not a real estate agent. But if you do want to know more about what Sarah just mentioned with the incentives from lenders, give her a call and she'll let you know what she knows and connect you with the people that she has learned that from. But I'm just going to remind you that we're live. I'm here with Sarah and we're taking your questions. But now we wanted to just go into local businesses having Black Friday deals. Yeah. I mean, local business means a lot to us as we're a local business, and we are appreciative of all the people here in our community. And I know how the dollars spread throughout the community when you choose to shop Cheyenne and stay local, and so many people doing the Black Friday sales. So as a business owner to a business owner, drop in our comments what your store is offering for Black Friday, Shop Saturday, Small Business Saturday, whatever it is that you're highlighting. Put it in our comments and we'll do a shout out. It'll stay on our social media and it'll just help all of us to know where we should be on Friday and Saturday after Thanksgiving. Exactly. So do that. I was looking at some of the different businesses here in Cheyenne that I know and love, like Alexis Drake. Her son and my son are seniors at Central, so we just finished up. Well, Sarah's son's on the football team too.
Yes.
But Alexis Drake, her Shop Saturday and Black Friday sales, they're kind of on her website. Yeah. But go and see that. She's downtown, and after you go and get some product there for gifts or for yourself or whatever you're doing, stay downtown and have lunch or dinner or coffee, or stop over to Just Dandy. Those are just some of the ones that are coming quickly to my mind. Paramount Cafe. Mm-hmm. My kids, their cousins, that's the first stop they make whenever they come to town. They have Paramount Cafe for a little bubble tea.
Stuff. Those bubble teas are great.
So don't forget about all of our local businesses that are downtown Cheyenne. Yeah. And the other one, we have agents Peggy Crace. We call them the Sisters and Co. Peggy Crace and Katie Weber. Mark and Joe, they are the owners and founders of Dope Slimes right here in our community. Yeah. If you haven't heard of Dope Slimes, make sure you Google them.
Look it up. It's a cool one.
They do all the slime, and it's amazing. Totally amazing. But I already received an email about some of their Black Friday and holiday slimes already being out and everything. So if you're looking for a gift or for stocking stuffers, that's a great one. And so we have a very special connection to them because of Peggy and Caring, and then Mark and my daughter graduated together. So anyway, it's just a big community here in Cheyenne, and so support each other. And I know all the restaurants do that. Yeah. So what about the mall? Did you tell me you checked into something at the mall or downtown?
The mall's having a lot of Black Friday sales, the shops individually. There is deals at each different one, and then you can use them through this weekend and then into next weekend So,
Good.
I mean, stuff is starting now. Look up your favorite business and just see what, if you can find out what their Black Friday deals are. And then, like Stephanie was saying, just, drop in the comments and let us know what your business is offering, if anything, and we can get a list going.
Yeah,
for
I want to
everybody.
know.
Yeah.
I like to do that. So for me, I know I've always gone to Bath and Body Works, JCPenney's. I know Murdoch's always. My dad's always at Murdoch's for all their
They have everything.
sales. Do you have a favorite that you always hit?
I love Menards. They have almost everything you need. And I love Menards and that rebate. So, yeah.
Well, there you go. There's
My
my shopper
favorite one,
friend,
yeah,
Sarah. She
so-
knows where all the rebates are. I don't. I'm
Yes.
lucky if I get one. I'm lucky if I actually get out of the house on Black Friday shopping.
I'm not a big one on Black Friday myself. I'm more of a Cyber Monday person because
So
Can't
it's
do the
all
crowds,
coming up.
but-
It's all coming out. But if we're going to shop local, we got to go out and get into the
Yes, we
businesses
do.
so that we have them. But anyway, absolutely, you can throw a new blanket or fresh decor into a listing. If you
Yeah.
have a listing, you can
Yeah.
go out and do that. If you're going to list your home, you can go out and get something fresh for it. So anyway, just to always be thinking
lots of
about
cool
that.
stuff by a lot of local businesses.
Yeah.
So.
So we'll look forward to seeing that list. And then the other thing that Sarah and I were just talking about is we are going into winter. And if anyone has noticed the wind lately, that is like our mascot here in Wyoming. I don't know how you could ever dress up like the wind, but
I don't
it'd be
know.
similar to the mayhem or something like that.
It would have to be. Yeah.
So, what are some of the costs that a homeowner might have with the winter? And I like to give that question over to Sarah because she's got a lot of experience in like maintaining homes, and particularly from the plumbing
Yes.
side of things.
Yeah.
So, is there anything special with your plumbing you need to do in the winter?
The main things that I would suggest for plumbing are outside hydrants and faucets, if you will. Need to make sure that those are turned all the way off and hoses are removed and drained. The water will freeze back into the house and it can flood your basement, things like that. Yeah. Checking your siding, making sure that there's no gaps and cracks. If they are, caulking them in and making sure that those are filled. Having the roof and gutters checked and making sure they're not filled. Attic ventilation, if you have an attic, checking your attic. It prevents ice dams and just moisture that sits in there. And it can cause some mold problems, cold problems, obviously. And, just anywhere where the wind can get in, it's gonna be a big drain on your heat. So, if you have a boiler, if you have a furnace, they're just gonna crank constantly. And that's really, you get the bill and that's not good. So, anything, little minor things that any homeowner can do, just simple stuff. They have weather stripping at the store. You can get that and cut it to size for your doors and windows. It has a sticky side on it, real easy stuff there. And it, by the end of winter, you can save hundreds of dollars in heat loss and damage to your home. So, it's just always good to get your heating system and your HVAC system and everything checked out before winter, making sure the ducts are clean and that, if you have a stove or a fireplace, something like that, that the chimney's clean and ready to go and you're all set. So,
Do you have to do that on your chimney if it's wood or gas?
if it's wood, that's when you really want to do it. You're gonna have a lot of soot in there. And especially the more you burn it, it's gonna fill up. And so, having it brushed out, having it cleaned out, on a regular basis, every season is a great idea, and it keeps the risk of house fires down too. So you don't have the chimney fires as much.
We don't want that. So
not good.
So that's great. So it's beneficial to have some inspections if you're in the winter.
I think so. Especially here in Wyoming with the rugged terrain and the harsh weather that we can get in the winter, and it'll carry on for months. I think that it's a good idea, especially if you're new to your home, to maybe get an inspection and see what kind of things the inspector sees. just anything that can be corrected quickly. It just will save you so much money in the long run. And maintenance on your home is so important. It saves so much money over time. And here we need it. We get so much wind.
Right.
Every day almost, so.
So on just a little tiny bit of that, like, so we're talking, if you already own the home, things that you can do. If you are a seller and you're about to sell your home, would you recommend they get those inspections ahead of time so they can either make adjustments or
I would.
repairs?
I also, I don't know that it's totally necessary, but for people listing, it's definitely something to consider.
Right.
Because I think a buyer would look at it as you being proactive. Mm-hmm. And it gives them a clear picture too of what was caught, what was seen, and if anything, what was corrected and what needs to be done.
Yeah, what
I think
to expect.
transparency.
Yeah.
Yes. And
What to expect. I mean, if you're a seller and you find out you're going to have a certain amount of money that's going to be required, maybe you won't list at that moment, or you will have that in your mind for negotiating and things like that.
Absolutely.
So that's good. Just thinking about if you should do any kind of inspections on your home going into the winter, whether you're just as from a homeowner standpoint, if you're considering buying, making sure you get inspections, and then if you're a seller, considering if you want to do it ahead of time. But so sometimes I think about the hidden cost of winter homeownership in Cheyenne.
Yes.
And I think that there are hidden costs, and a lot of them just are because of what we were just talking about, our weather.
Yes.
I know you mentioned heating bills. Mm-hmm. In our house, we have a 1975 house, and we used to have a moss rock fireplace that literally just sucked the warm air out of our house. And we replaced that about 6 or 7 years ago, and it has been unbelievable, the difference in the stabilization of the heat in our house.
Yes.
And that has been really crazy. But another area in our 1975 house that air really goes out, we have new windows everywhere except for the bay window in the front. So on the rare occasion that I risk popping those open and in the summer and cranking those handles out, hoping they never break, then it seems like I never can get them fully cranked back in.
No.
So if you have an older home, one area to save some money is go and make sure all those older windows are completely closed.
Absolutely.
What about for you? I know in the winter there can be some risks of frozen pipes and things like that. What is the biggest expense that over your years you've seen on the plumbing side of things that cost people in the winter?
I have seen, I would say probably about 3 things on repeat. The outside hydrants freezing and breaking, and they'll freeze back into the house sometimes if they're close enough to the house. That's a problem. And pipes that are exposed inside the house, like basements, garages, things like that, where maybe there's no heat source, those will freeze and break. Also, no or low maintenance to especially boilers, your hot water systems. Those can be real finicky, and if you get debris in the system, if you don't purge the air, if you don't have somebody check it out on a regular basis, you'll have problems with it. I think the easiest thing to do with the exposed pipes is, you can go to any of the home improvement stores, and they have that stuff that looks like a pool noodle, and it's insulation, and you can get it for the different size pipes you have. And if you're not sure, any insulation is helpful, doesn't matter. And it can just be cut with a knife, and you can pop that, go into your garage, pop it on the exposed piping out there, and that at least is a little bit of protection from freeze and breaks.
That's interesting.
Yeah, especially when we get into the negative temperatures, which should be coming anytime now, so with the wind.
The freezing and splitting pipes. So the house that we have, I love my house, but we're on a slab, and the water pipe goes above our master bedroom. So we've been in there 22 years, and so it's taken us 3 times to have that pipe that runs just in the top above our bedroom, and it just has insulation up there.
Yeah.
So it's terribly designed, but that's for another day. Code obviously was different then. But we would be in a freeze, and then all of a sudden hear this explosion of water in the house. Now we have a solution now, but it was really a drowning situation.
Oh, it's a mess. And if
it
it's in the
was so
ceiling,
much money to fix it.
Oh, yeah.
And so frustrating.
Yes. And it ruins everything. Like if it's in your ceiling, I mean that the drywall's coming down, everything below is a mess. It's a nightmare.
So make sure if you're brand new, like Sarah said earlier, if you're new into a house,
yes,
like think through where there's pipe that could freeze, especially if you're in an older home like that, because the code was different.
Right.
But anyway, so frozen pipes. And then wind through the winter, like if we're talking about the cost of homeownership, some little things that can add up over the winter. Just the wind on your fence, on your siding, and those kind of things. So as you are working on your budget for being able to buy a house, you know, the payment is a part of it, but the other part of it is just continual maintenance on your house. So those are some of the things that we talked about. And then we wanted to go away from just winter and go more to how wind impacts home value and maintenance in Wyoming. Yeah. So how about our roof?
You know, wind is really hard on the roofs, especially any of the shingled roofs. You know, so always a good idea to, unless the roof was just put on, to maybe, you know, if you're able to get up there or have somebody get up there and inspect it. You know, a lot of the companies will offer roof inspections. You can call them and have them come out, take a look, and see, make sure that the flashing around the, you know, the pipes coming up, the vent piping is there. Sometimes the wind will blow that off, and there's a whole gap down. Jeez. You know, water will go right down into it. And so
you have to pay attention. You have to pay attention to that. I think a lot of the fences, because I've seen a fence. I mean, as it blows down, and you have to get them put back up, and so. That's one area also, like we talked about windows, just making sure they're shut. I don't think wind actually breaks a window or does something like that.
Make sure they're closed and locked.
Make sure they're
save you some bucks on
closed. And then a lot of the homes today are being built with energy efficiency in mind.
Right, they are. A lot of the newer homes have these, you know, the big R value windows and the insulation, and they take that into account now. But with you know, quite a few homes in this town built in the different decades, depending on the neighborhood. It's always good to check those out and make sure they're okay.
Yeah, and then there are some neighborhoods that are more naturally protected.
Yes.
And so even when you're buying a home, you can think about that. Like there are going to be some that are more in a wind tunnel and some that are a little bit more protected. I personally have not ever experienced a tree in my yard blowing over with the wind. Have you?
I never had that. I've had trees get hit by lightning, but I've never had one just, you know, blow down like that. Yeah, lightning twice, the same tree.
What did it do?
The first time it fried the tree and then the top of it kind of died. And then the next year it got hit and then it just everything just kind of fell apart. Branches fell off it and it turned black. So
poor little tree.
I know, it was sad.
But it didn't start a fire.
Out of it. No, it didn't start a fire. Luckily.
So that's interesting to me.
Yeah.
I've had trees fall over with snow on them.
Mm-hmm.
But
I've had that,
not
but
wind, not wind blow them over. So a home in Wyoming has to be able to withstand the weather that we have here. So anyway, has anyone dropped a comment about a Black Friday sale that's going on in Cheyenne that we all need to know about? So don't forget to tell us what your business is doing to celebrate the Black Friday, Saturday shopping, downtown Cheyenne, all those places. What is it? Small Business Saturday? Maybe that's the name of it. So we would love to highlight you and put your comments in
let us know, guys.
Video. But what else did we have?
Merry Mondays.
Merry Mondays. Okay, you want to tell them? You want me to tell them?
You tell them. You get started here with this.
Merry Mondays. We've done it for, I believe, at least 10 years now. And we have our two little homie, the elves. This year it is Houston, Charlotte Stratton's little boy. Because little Gentry, he kind of aged out of her elf, which is just, I can't believe how these kids are growing so fast. And Abigail Rose's son, Trip. Those are our little elves this year, homie the elves. So they'll be all over Cheyenne in different community areas. And so watch our Facebook page. We did an image last week to just kick it off and remind you that it's coming. But it's one of our very favorite ways at REMAX Capital Properties to give back to our community. Without you, we don't have a business. And we're grateful for every one of our clients and our community. And so it's our way of giving back. And we give away cash, $200 each week from now until just after the first of the year. So that'll go up. There'll be a blog on Sunday, and on Monday there'll be a graphic. And guess where little baby homie is that week? Put the comments in on our social media, watch our Facebook and our Instagram pages, and you could be a lucky winner of $200 cash.
You could follow Homie the Elves and see where his journey starts here.
It's very fun, and we all know how tight things are this year for everyone. So our prayer here is to really impact someone's holiday season with an extra $200 in cash. So watch for that, because it's our favorite time of year.
It is. This is going to be fun.
Thank you very much for joining us live. It's not too late to drop it in the comments. If you have a local business that you want us to highlight, please do. And have a very happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Thanks.